Welcome to Dental Success Beyond Chairside, the podcast that is dedicated to revolutionising the way dental professionals succeed beyond the dental chair. Join us for a unique blend of insightful interviews with industry experts and valuable tidbits of information to help you thrive in your dental specialist practice. In each 20-minute episode, we'll delve into a variety of topics, including HR, marketing, innovative techniques and systems, and AI, to help you transform your practice and unlock its full potential. Whether you're a dentist, specialist, or oral health therapist looking to enhance your practice, this podcast is your go-to resource for professional, personal, and profitable success. Get ready to go beyond the dental chair and discover what lies ahead in your practice journey with Dental Success Beyond Chairside. Leading a practice isn't just about systems and workflows. It's about people, the relationships we build with our team, our patients, and ourselves to find how we lead and how we care. Joining me again today is Dr Parul Bhatia, a UK-trained dentist based in Perth and the founder of Butler Dental, where she led a team committed to compassionate, high-quality care for over a decade. With over 20 years' experience in dentistry, Parul has always been passionate about mentoring and well-being, especially for anxious patients and new graduates. After experiencing burnout and selling her practice, she's now focused on helping other dentists navigate the personal and professional challenges that come with leadership. Parul, thank you so much for being here again.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
No, so much appreciated. I know your journey has included deep connection, but also loss, especially after selling your practice. Can you share a bit about that transition and what it taught you about communication, team dynamics, and authenticity?
I think it wasn't just purely burnout. I think there was more of a lot of malalignment as well in my life. It was tearing me apart between motherhood, my family, my own joy, and obviously burnout. So that's why I stepped down. I think when you sell a practice, a lot of the team goes into panic drive because the leadership is going to change. A lot of your team are entering the unknown. They don't know who's buying the practice, what's going to happen to their jobs. They have no idea. So all these questions appear despite the communication of two owners coming together and explaining the transition. It still got messy. I don't know if both owners miss something, or is it that people just get alarmed with change?
It is interesting, Parul, because we sold our practices and we were in a different situation. When Ross got told that he wouldn't be able to practice dentistry again, we did communicate that with the team straight away. We asked them, how is this going to affect you? Is there anything, we can do? So it took time, and we didn't put it on the market until we actually had that meeting with everyone to find out how they were feeling. And do you feel in dentistry as well, and post-COVID, that people have changed?
Look, I think it's a multitude of factors. I think since COVID has happened, the cost of living is so high. And I think in dentistry, I feel a lot of staff feel like they're being underpaid. I may be entirely wrong. I do feel that Fair Work Australia is extremely hard to navigate. It's probably one of the hardest rules of employment laws.
I feel there are people around that genuinely do want jobs. Obviously, communication around how you sell your practice, the navigation of employment laws, definitely look to, if you're an ADA member, to get ADA HR to help you as part of your membership, or outsource that to get you help with regard to get a HR professional in to help you.
I had an employment lawyer beside me the entire time. From the minute I decided to sell, I'd spoken to each staff member. I'd consulted each staff member by themselves, separately. We went through each of their employment rules, laws, what the sale would agree, how they would go about it. And also to appreciate them, that, that this was not about about them. This was entirely my decision. It's got nothing to do with how they were. I expressed that wholeheartedly, and I counseled each and every staff member. And despite having that, it got quite messy.
Or maybe it was that they didn't resonate with the values of the new practice owner. There might have been things like that because you had your team for a very long time, or they might have seen it as a change. Like it might be nice to have a change, like rather than stay with a new owner. We're in a different trajectory in life now that you weren't there. Perhaps the way you and I mean, obviously you had your team for a very long time. I think that's indicative of how well you did lead a team, rather than looking at those negatives of why. You did openly, you were very transparent, and it was their decision at the end of the day, not yours. Perhaps that was just them, and you're wanting to sell, this is about Dr. Bhatia Parul, and we want to do something different as well.
Which is completely fine. And
so I think that's indicative that you were a good leader as well.
Yeah.
When you were running the practice, because you did have longevity with your team. It wasn't just about them moving somewhere else because they got paid an extra dollar.
Well, I hope not. Again, there was obviously the lack of communication and transparency, perhaps on their part, because nothing was shared of how they felt. And I think if they had shared openly of how they felt about the sale, both myself and the new owners would have discussed this transparently. I think when you talk about transparency and openness and honesty, it works both ways.
Two ways. Yeah, two-way communication.
I think if that was probably perhaps discussed openly, then we would have definitely had a different outcome. Maybe people get very frightened when there's change. I think when you're the leader and they are so attached to you and how you lead, that suddenly there's going to be a change and perhaps the values didn't match. But
you wonder, because they weren't open and transparent, I'm just wondering for other people that are going to have the same thing, when you have that discussion, looking to sell the practice, how do you feel? Maybe doing it as an anonymous survey, like on Google Sheets or something like that, so they can actually just put it in, so you can really get a feeling of how they are, and having that team meeting together to talk about it, because we're getting off topic a bit. So team dynamics is interesting in the sale.
Yes.
But you kept your team for a long time. Do you want to talk about good things that happened and how you communicated with your team to retain them up until the sale?
I am a very transparent leader. I love to come in, and I come in with with a positive mindset, and each team member says, "Hey, how are you? How are you doing? Are you okay?" I love having corridor chats. That was one of my favorites. You'd walk in and, "How are you? How's your family? How's everything been?" And the corridor chats, and in between patients or in between meetings. We'd also have morning huddles, which were really useful, particularly on a Monday morning. They were pretty powerful, I think, just to get everybody's mindset going. And if there's anything that's concerning or worrying, or we had those. And I also had appraisal meetings every 6 months, which were very powerful. We communicated very openly in those meetings. I had a very open door policy. My door was always open. If there was any trouble, staff member had access to me. We had one platform that we used was Slack, which was really good. Different communication channels through that we spoke about, that they could talk to each other and they could talk in between teams. We had all the channels all laid out. And the other thing that we also had is on our appointment book, we had everybody set up with different colors, so we knew exactly which color, who was talking to who. That was another system that we had. And then obviously the mobile phones. If you need anything, pick up the phone, talk to me. I always had a very open book, a very open access to me.
Did you have clinical meetings or team meetings, Parul?
Yes, we did. We had quarterly staff meetings. I also introduced a half an hour monthly training times as well, which were really effective. Quarterly team meetings. We then also had clinical meetings. I had team leaders for the front side and a team leader for the back office. They had their individual team meetings as well, and occasionally we'd have a clinical team meeting with the dentist.
Yeah, excellent. I think all of those things is what we talk about in communication, and to have a successful team. So Parul, like, we have talked a lot, but is there anything else that you'd like to share with regard to teams, communication, dynamics, you personally, professionally?
I think it's important to, again, come down to your clinical values. One of our biggest values was transparency, honesty, respect, communication. Those are the 4 pillars that I built my values on. But again, it works both ways.
And you saw that in the sale, which was disappointing. You built something good and the new owner's there now. The culture's great, so that's good.
Yeah, the new owners say to me, I don't know how you do it, Parul. I don't know how you did it. I don't know, you just do when you're thrown in.
Goodness. So now you're helping other dentists. Do you want to just quickly tell us a little bit about that?
This is very new. I feel that dentistry is a very isolating profession. I feel that a lot of us don't talk about burnout and mental health. It's very taboo in a serving profession. I'm trying to normalize these conversations. I'm also trying to introduce things that bring dentist joy through art and through morning mindsets. That's what's helped me build resilience and has definitely got me through life and being in this kind of serving profession. So really good morning mindsets and joy through art. I'm trying to sort of infiltrate that into our community and talk about mental health and burnout very openly because it is real.
Yes. So the values, as you said, live clinically, they are your life as well. And that's why I really enjoy speaking to you. You're so open, you're honest about everything. It's just like, no, Michelle, that happened. We're going to talk about that. I just love that. So thank you, Parul. So for more information, especially if you want to contact Parul with regard to mindset, burnout, please see our show notes. Thank you so much again, Parul.
Thank you. You're welcome.
In our next episode, we'll be looking at what quietly drives performance inside a dental practice, leadership, communication, and the behaviours that shape team culture every day. I'll be joined by Dr. Edwin Mac McDonald, who has led a successful fee-for-service practice in Plano, Texas for more than 40 years, with a focus on aesthetic, restorative, and implant dentistry. Mac is also a member of the Board of Directors at the Pankey Institute and co-founder of Line of Sight Coaching, where he supports practices to strengthen leadership, team dynamics and performance. We'll be talking about his journey, what shaped his focus on leadership and communication, and the common communication breakdowns that can quietly undermine team culture and patient experience. Thanks for listening to Dental Success Beyond Chairside. See you next time.